Welcome everyone, my name is Spencer Nordyke and I'm the author of a new book called Encompass, Navigating Your Team Forward. Now, the concept of this book is every map has an N, every compass has an N. That N is a reference point that dictates what every other direction is. If you don't know where north is, you don't know where you're going. In the same way, this book, Encompass, is 99 reference points for leadership to help you steer your team in the right direction. Now, this is vitally important in the day and time that we live in. Today we're going to be talking about Envision, and it's really important that you learn how to envision your desired result and what you want to come to pass. Now, our culture is negative by nature. The news media thrives on negative news, and if it bleeds, it leads, and everything around us is negative. They're cutting someone down and they're just reporting on all the negative aspects of people and different aspects of entertainment industry and sports and everything that you can think of. I mean, even, you watch the news, weather, and sports, it's all negative. And so in leading our team, we need to have a positive line that we're drawing in order to cause our team to move forward in a positive way. So we're talking about Envision today. Now, my wife and I live in Dallas-Fort Worth area, and both of our sons were raised here. All 7 of our grandchildren were born here. So we're official Dallasites. I have always been a fan of the Dallas Cowboys ever since I was a little kid, watching Roger Staubach pull the game out in the last seconds of the game. Kept us on the edge of our seats, was always, can he do it? And it was amazing watching this guy lead his team because he always had a positive mindset. He never gave up. He always felt like he could pull it off in the last seconds, and whenever he did, it addicted you to watch the Dallas Cowboys, and you wanted to watch him more and more. It's amazing to me that years later I would end up getting a job for about a year at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Now, this is one of the most high-tech stadiums in the country. It's an amazing place. I ended up working in the control room, surrounded by monitors that looked out over every part of the stadium, the parking lot, the streets around it, the field, every part of it. And in that control room, it was so high-tech, and it was such a challenge to learn all the systems and computer programs and alarms that went with this. One time, the Secret Service from Washington, D.C. was taking a tour of the stadium, and they came into the control room and they went, "Wow, what is this?" They were pretty amazed. The tour operator said, "Well, you guys, work for the Secret Service. You've seen this kind of thing before." They said, "Well, yeah, at the White House we've seen this, but never at a football stadium." So they were amazed at the technology that was there. And we're talking about Envision. If you want to spark your vision, go to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium and take a tour. Stand in the middle of the field and look up at the honking big screen that they have in the middle of the field. It's amazing. It'll cause your vision to explode. So working there, I had the privilege of working with one of the greatest leaders that I've ever met, the operations director of the stadium, who had been there since before Jerry Jones, and pretty much everything that caused the whole system to run went through him. He was an amazing leader. One time I was working in the control room one Texas afternoon, and the weather started changing. It was the springtime, and so the weather changes during those times. And I was watching the news. We always had a TV going, one of the local channels, that let us know weather and traffic things that we needed to know in the control room. So I'm watching the weather change, and all of a sudden there's tornadoes heading towards Dallas, heading from south to north. One line was going straight for downtown Dallas and started throwing tractor trailers around like cereal boxes. The other one was coming through Mansfield, heading towards Arlington, where the stadium sits. So I'm watching this. I call the director of operations, let him know what's going on. He has me monitor the situation and call him every couple of minutes. He calls all the department heads. Just 2 weeks before, they had implemented a new plan for safety in situations like this. So he let everyone know this was going on, and they were waiting for his call. There's always a couple of hundred people in the stadium taking tours, visiting the pro shop. So we had to have the plan in place and everybody on track in order for this to go off smoothly. Well, when the time came, the call went out, and the employees of the stadium rounded everybody up, brought them down to the basement parking area, the safest spot in the stadium for such a situation like this. I'm looking at the monitors, and there's 2 window washers at the south entrance on 20-foot ladders washing the windows. The only thing between them and the tornadoes was a 20-foot wall of glass. So I'm like on the phone with the security guys saying, get those guys out of there. Everybody got to safety. The storm jumped over the stadium and messed up a few things at the ballpark at Arlington across the street. But when everything was gone, everyone was brought right back to where they left off, and it was as if no crisis ever even happened. Now that's Envisioned Leadership. Now, the Director of Operations did 3 things. Write these down. These are important. These are Envisioned Leadership in action. The first thing is have a precise plan. Put it together in such a way that all the levels need to know what they're doing and when and how. You've got to envision this beforehand. The second point is this: have clear communication. The Director of Operations always cultivated clear communication with all of his departments and all of his leaders. They knew that they could call and talk to him when it mattered the most, and so that was important. The third point I want to make is have precision performance. Envision every person and every position doing their part in a timely fashion to cause the whole thing to go seamlessly. Now, here's an envision exercise that you can do. Every morning, take 10 minutes. Some people call this having a dream time. But sit down, close your eyes, and envision you and your team and all the pieces that need to go together in order for something to happen, whether it's an emergency situation or the success of your team or forward motion. Envision the whole team moving together forward, doing their part, making it happen. If you do that, you'll be able to construct your plan with accuracy and be able to have that precision performance that you're looking for. I'm Spencer Nordyke. Go out and make something great happen with your team. Thanks for watching.